Today, episode 8 of the amazing digital Circus finally released. Like with the rest of the series, it answered a bunch of questions fans have had throughout the show, but created many new ones. It also ended on a crazy cliffhanger, leading us into the final episode. Like with my other reviews, I'll give a super quick synopsis of what happens, and then move right into talking about the things I liked and disliked about it. I hope you enjoy. So episode 8 starts off with a flashback of the first group of humans in the circus. We get to hear Queenie and see other characters like Scratch briefly. The entire time, Kane is basically going crazy. He thinks he's a god and that the humans are ungrateful. He sings a catchy musical number. Pomni puts a bucket on Kinger's head and he finally answers some questions about the circus, leading to the cast creating a plan to distract Kane. At the end of the episode, Kinger accidentally deletes Kane, causing half the circus to disintegrate. At the very end of the video, we have an announcement that the finale airs on June 19th, so it's just 3 months away. So no surprise, like with the rest of the show, it was amazing. I'm going to save this for my next video, but like usual, it was stuffed full of fun details and references. There's so many packed in, you'll be smiling the entire time. In terms of the story and plot, I think a lot of viewers will have successfully guessed plenty of the things that happened, such as Kane going crazy or the cast all having the ability to conjure objects. But I'm sure nobody's seen Kane getting deleted coming. It was a massive shock and completely shifts the tone for the final episode. Maybe that's Kane gone for good, or they'll bring him back in 9 but with his original personality and no evilness to him. We'll just have to wait and see. Since the cast can conjure and do whatever they want, maybe they can try to bring back past humans with Kinger's help. I wrote in the script here to include a joke about sex, but I'm not going to do that. One of my favourite moments, although short-lived, was the brief flashback at the beginning. It was so cool to see some of the past abstracted humans, especially Scratch and Queenie. I will mention this again a little later in my critiques of the episode, but I wish we had spent more time with them. I've also mentioned this in past videos, but throughout the show you can sort of see some of the characters' vocal performances changing. The best example was Jax. Here, the star of the show was Kane. You can really see Alex Rocon putting his all into voicing this character. Kane's happy-go-lucky attitude just drops like a stone, and it's just Alex's normal speaking voice, and it's extremely sinister. I was genuinely watching all of Kane's scenes with a massive grin on my face. It was so awesome to see him lose it and just become Am from I Have No Mouth. Jax as well was brilliant like usual. He sounds so deflated, he barely bothers to mask his feelings at all anymore. One aspect I enjoyed was how balanced the episode felt in the character development. We obviously got a bunch of development for Kinger and Kane, but it felt pretty fair across the board. Zubul and Gangle especially got a lot of fun scenes. It's something people have been bringing up more and more as the show has went on, that it's basically just the Jax and Pomni show since they are the main two characters. I love them both, but it was so refreshing to see the others get their time in the spotlight. I think if episode 9 follows this, it'll easily be the best episode in the entire show. As for things like the writing, tone and soundtrack, it was again top notch, no complaints there at all. There was a ton of funny jokes, cheeky dialogue and engaging background music to build tension. My favourite one-off gag was Bubble messing with Kane at the start, and then when he appears later he's been lobotomized. The writing is awesome. Kane's song caught me off guard and had me shocked. I never thought I'd see the cast perform like that. I hope eventually Goose or the Glitch team release all of these tracks individually so fans can listen to them. I remember they did that for the past episodes, but I'm sure a lot of people would listen to the ones featured in 8. So, with all the things I liked about the episode covered, is there anything I disliked? So, The Digital Circus is probably my favourite indie show of all time, but there are a couple things I'd like to bring up. The first is the pacing problem. I think the way the show has been paced makes me a little anxious. For example, at the beginning, it's 2.5 minutes of a cute animation with some real-life images. It's probably depicting the creation of Kane and the circus, but then it's right into a flashback which is only a few seconds long. Obviously, it cutting off abruptly is there to create tension, but it doesn't let us get attached to the characters. It's a massive moment. We see characters people have been dying to see since the pilot, such as Queenie and Scratch, and it's for maybe 60 seconds. They easily could have cut that intro part and gave that to the flashback instead, letting us meet these other characters and find out what the original dynamic of the humans was like. We're meant to be buying merch and items of characters like Queenie, but we can't really do that if we don't know anything about these characters. It's the same sort of problem with characters like Ribbit or Kaufmo. They'll probably show up in 9, but it might just be the same thing where we see them for a minute and that's it. It really just makes me wish we had a few more episodes, or even short comics or something like that. Just anything to let us learn more about these characters, because if you go off what's depicted in the actual show, there's very little. Moving on, I think for me personally, when a lot of scenes happened, I laughed because many statements made by people who worked on the show in the past contradicted these. Like Goose said, there wouldn't be any more songs, but Kane has a song here. The voice actors said Kane wouldn't be a villain, and he goes full Am in this episode. On one hand, you could argue it's to throw viewers off the scent, but I think it probably would have been best to reveal as little as possible. I think a lot of viewers might get a little upset because they'll have expectations set by statements made in the past, and then those will go out the window immediately when the show depicts the total opposite. Maybe this is a bit of a crazy point. If you can see where I'm coming from, let me know in the comments. So overall, I really enjoyed episode 8 of The Amazing Digital Circus. The show is at the absolute peak in both the point of the story, but also hype. I'm really excited to see how it concludes in 9, and I'm sure many fans will be as well. Also, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone for all the support on the videos. I don't really break character often, but it's been a wild ride to make videos about this show and chat with everyone about it. When I made my first review on the pilot the day it came out, I had no idea what would happen next, but I'm so glad I stuck with this show because it's one of my all-time favourites. I'll have the usual video breaking down all the things I noticed, and individual shorts coming soon as well, so look forward to those. So, that's everything. Did you enjoy the episode? Do you agree or disagree with anything I've said? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching.